Hello everyone, it's Zibba Barwa here, and today I'm here with a new person. So we have a Prajwal. Prajwal, just give your intro first.
Okay, so hey everyone, this is Prajwal Jaiswal, and I am from Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. And let's hope that Divya will tell you that why am I supposed to be here, as uh, this is going to be a fun-loving and session. So I would say that just wait for it to end and stay there for a couple of minutes, and I hope that I would be helping you guys in learning some sort of things.
Yeah, Prajwal, you are right. So, guys, we are here for communication is a very important part of everyone's life. So, Prajwal have a great communication skills. I don't know he have from the childhood or like he get this communication skills from now, but he have a great skills. So I thought to take his interview. So you can learn lots of things from Prajwal. So we will go with Prajwal. Prajwal, you have this skill from childhood or this is from like now onwards?
Definitely not. Uh, you guys would have seen a child um, who is very क्यूट सा बच्चा जिसके यहाँ शर्ट के अंदर में मम्मी वो एक हैंकी रोल करके डाल के देती थी स्कूल के अंदर में एंड he was trolled out throughout the school by the seniors, by his own classmate. When I was a kid, so my own classmates used to tease me a lot, and this was the thing. So uh, I was a person in my childhood who was not able to like ask for anything to my parents even. Like, let's say I wanted to eat cake, so I was so afraid to ask it to my own parents. बच्चे कैसे होते हैं, like how are the kids? You would know कि मुझको ये चाहिए तो चाहिए, but I was never supposed to do that क्योंकि मुझे डर लगता था. And we call it introversy. I was a
Yeah.
great introvert. My introversy level was on a next level. I was on the peak of it. So that was my childhood. But the thing is, you know uh, if life comes and slaps you for like 1000 times, you're gonna understand that you have to do something to make it go in a very good pace. Understood? So it there was a time when I realized that I won't be getting anything, but this is life. I have to move on, and I have to achieve something in order to be recognized. It's a dream for me to get recognized. Like, who doesn't likes to get recognized? If someone comes and tells, I know this person, he's a very great personality, or let's say like Divya said, I have a very good communication skills, so definitely it would feel great to listen such like compliments from others. So
Yeah.
I always had a dream to become a person like this. But if a person is introvert, it's not possible, quite impossible, I guess. So I decided to overcome this fear. So what I did is I started to ask questions. When classes used to happen in the schools, lots of students raise their hands and they have some certain doubts. So what I did is I was not good at studies. Let me be very honest with you guys. I was not at all good at studies, and I also have shared many of the times that I was a class 9th failure. I was promoted to class 10th by giving a compartmental examination. So I was a class 9 failure. So like अब doubt पूछूं भी तो क्या पूछूं? Let's say sir has taught some topic and I wasn't having any doubt क्योंकि मुझको समझ ही नहीं आता ना कि सर ने पढ़ाया क्या है. What are doubts? Doubt comes from a certain topic, but
Yeah.
मुझे तो एजेंडा ही नहीं समझ में आ रहा. I was like कि सर आप आते क्यों हो? So that sort of student I was. But the thing is कि doubt तो पूछना था ना. I was needed to improve my communications, and I needed to speak. Like without speaking, how can you learn to speak? If you want to learn how to speak, you need to speak, na people.
So
So that
can
was,
we say you did not focus on your studies? You
no,
only
definitely not.
focused on your communication skills.
Yeah, definitely. I just
Cool.
focused on the communication skill. I'm gonna come to that point where I used to start learning stuff, and what was the time when I actually started to study.
Yeah.
I'll come to
Hmm.
that point after some time. But that was the time. So what I did, I start observing. I started observing that what are the things that the toppers are asking actually. Let's say. there is a topper who asked, sir, I have some doubts in photosynthesis. So I was like, okay, he has some doubts on photosynthesis. So I just scrolled up the page where the photosynthesis context was written, and I saw a part where it was written green color. So I was like, if sun is yellow and the UV rays are so hard, then how the plants color are getting green? So, I didn't have understood anything about photosynthesis, but the fun fact is, I was eager to ask the doubt. So what could be done? Just observed. Yeah, I just have observed what the other person is asking, and I just like sort of uh, got some points over there and just asked it. And the teacher was so happy. Wow, Prajal, you are coming up with the doubts. Okay, that is great. And even in some of the parents teacher meeting, they talked about this to my parents also. But my parents were, इसका result क्यों नहीं आ रहा अगर ये doubt पूछता है तो. So that was the thing. So that was the point when I started, and a lots of activity that I started actually to improve my communication skills. I started participating into speech competitions, and there was a time I still remember. I was a commander in the school assembly. I used to instruct that what is the assembly is going to look like, as in Masai School Nupul sir does. So that was the time I used, and we were following the what we call it at that time. It was it a CCE pattern or something. Co-curricular marks were added into your main academics.
Extra activities.
Yeah, extracurricular activities. Yeah.
Activities, yeah.
So yeah, that was the time, and I used to participate in all of them, and eventually I noticed that I can speak now. I truly didn't believe that I am speaking. I was a guy who is very shy, who cannot speak in front of their parents as well. So now I was able to speak actually, but still, if their guy come and he says no, you are wrong. So I would say, okay, fine, I am wrong. You win. I'm going to raise my hands. Yeah, you're right. I'm wrong. So there was a time I used to be like this. So now again, I have gained confidence to speak, but now I was needed to gain such confidence that when I am speaking, the other person should listen to me. That's it.
Okay.
I wanted to gain that confidence. So in order to get that confidence, what I personally did is I started to make my knowledge robust. Now here comes the point when I actually started studying. Let's say I was put it in when I was in class, I guess 11th. Yeah. When I was in class 11th, it was our economics class. I was a commerce student. So we were put into a team, and the task was to debate. There were two teams divided, and
yeah, debate, I know.
yeah, and the topic was quite interesting. One team was supporting Narendra Modi and the other was not. So yeah,
Cool.
and I have studied a lot for that debate. I put a lot of effort. I studied about the facts. I talked to my father about this, that what are his perspective, like आपने क्यों भाजपा को वोट दिया and all those stuffs. I talked about a lot of person about this, and I get to a mixed, like it was a combination of thoughts. If I see, uh, the 50% of the person were supporting it, 50% were not supporting it. So what is the fact? We're gonna fight for a long time, But the thing is, if I talked about a person, let's say, what do you feel about Barack Obama? If I ask you, Divya, that what do you feel about Barack Obama? What would you say? Like I know the whole world is like Barack Obama is the best speaker, but what are your thoughts?
I think he's a great speaker. What we say, like, because from the childhood we are just seeing him, and we have in our mind that he's a great speaker. So we can't change that our mindset from the childhood. So we can't say anything.
Yeah,
He's a great
and
speaker.
Also, if we talk about his leadership skill, it was outstanding, I believe. Okay, and there wasn't. I didn't found a single person who could deny to this. Like each and every person, when I talked about bhai Barack Obama ke bare mein kuch bolo, so he was like, he's a great leader, he's a great speaker. Whatever they say, it was in a positive way. There isn't any negative compliment about Barack Obama that I actually have got. And that was the time when Barack Obama has complimented to Narendra Modi that he is one of the greatest leaders that India had got in his history. So the people were fighting all all around the class. It was a complete chaos, and then I raised my hand and I was like, I want to speak. And even the teacher, no, she was surprised. I won't name her, but she was also surprised that is he the guy who is going to speak? Because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna speak something. And you won't believe, the moment I spoke, the persons were laughing actually. It was like, अरे अब ये बोलेगा चलो ठीक है,
Hmm.
ठीक है, ठीक है, अब तुमको बोलना है, अरे तुम
Like
बोलने वाले हो क्या?
backbenchers.
Kind of, I got a lot of bad compliments and some hooting, woo, like something, you know, but didn't care. I didn't care about that. I was like,
Mhm.
no, I'm gonna speak. It's my right, you know. We are learning economics, and this is one of my fundamental right, that I have the right to speak, and I'm gonna use it. So what I did, I gave a dalil. You know what dalil is? I gave a dalil. Ki, okay, so doesn't matter if Narendra Modi is doing this or that. What I believe is that, can you, just like I asked you that what do you personally feel about Barack Obama, I asked the same to my opponents. I was uh, I was supporting actually Narendra Modi in that debate. So I asked the opponents that what do you guys believe about Barack Obama. Even they said that they are the great leader and all
So
of
you
those stuff.
win.
So
You already win.
yeah, so I already mentioned that, okay, no issues. In last interview, you would have seen day before yesterday, he complimented Narendra Modi that he is one of the greatest leader that India could have ever got in his history. So, that was the point when teacher started to clap. And that moment I started to gain the confidence, as what I said, it wasn't answerable by the other opponents.
Mhm.
they they were
So we can.
they had already started to think about it, भाई क्या बोल गया ये.
वही
अच्छा,
वही वही.
the
So we
thing
can
is
say
ना,
the
हाँ,
conclusion is never give up. Just don't think
never
लोग
never.
क्या कहेंगे. Just
अरे
try to.
वो कहते हैं ना कि सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग.
वही.
And there is a thing, mind your own job, people. Mind your own job. This is a psychology that, let's say, if you are sitting into a classroom where you are a group of 50 students, let's say, okay. So if you are one of the student who is raising your hand, rest 49 people are going to look you like this, like,
Correct.
what are you going to ask?
Mhm.
So this is the mentality, and this is something that happens actually, and this is human behavior. You cannot change it. We don't have a control over it. We cannot
Sometimes
be the gods.
sometimes student did not ask the doubts because of लोग क्या कहेंगे. Like this is a doubt I'm asking to my teacher, or how I can ask in the class of 300 peoples. Will be okay doubt, or this will be a rubbish doubt, worst doubt. So we already think by ourselves this will be a bad doubt. So we can't think that like this will not be good and all. We always try to keep our point of view, what you want to know. So that is the thing.
Definitely. What comes into your mind, and it's totally dependent upon the human behavior, the psychology that he has. Yeah, so psychology cannot be changed. It's a nature. You cannot change the nature. You aren't the creator of it, so you cannot change it. It's not in your hands to change the
Correct.
nature, right? It's in the hands of gods, or let's say, who has created this universe, or whatever it is,
So
if you
I
believe in
want
Big
to
Bang
know
theory,
what you
whatever
want
it
to
is.
say to the audience. Like how can they improve their skills from reading the books, or talk to the people who know English properly, or remove their shyness, remove their introvertness. What do you want to say? How they can
uh,
improve?
you know uh, See, I used to teach phonetics to a lot of people earlier. It's already been, I guess, 3 years, 3 professional years of teaching, and two years of just learning how to teach. I used to go to home and teach the students. So And what I personally believe is, when I used to teach students, the students were like कि sir हमको English बोलना नहीं आ पा रहा. It's a big problem if you talk about Bihar and Uttar Pradesh. If you talk about
Correct.
particularly these two states, it's a big problem that students are
They
facing.
don't. Yeah.
And the day of shock, the day of extreme shock for me was when one of my student came and told me कि सर हम भारत माँ की वो है whatever the dialogues that those guys use ना, I those Bollywood people
Like that, we
कि
are
हम
Indians,
भारत,
so we will talk in
हाँ तो
Hindi.
हम
Like that,
मतलब हमारी मातृभाषा हिंदी है,
Hindi
तो
है,
हम
हिंदी में ही
हिंदी ही
बोलेंगे.
बोलेंगे, हम इंग्लिश नहीं बोलेंगे,
You
आप
know,
इंग्लिश को प्रमोट मत करिए.
you,
यू नो
yeah, correct. Some of the when I talk in English from my relatives, so they always keep saying me, we are Indians, we will talk in Hindi. But I always keep telling them, if we
अरे
can learn English, so what is the issue in that?
द थिंग इज, पीपल वी आरंट फोर्सिंग यू टू स्पीक. ठीक है, आई डिडंट फोर्स यू ना कि भाई
Hmm.
तेरे को बैंकर ही बनना है. हाँ, आई डिडंट फोर्स यू ना कि यू हैव टू स्पीक व्हाट आई have in my mind, like what I want you to speak, you have to speak that particular thing only. I amn't
Correct.
forcing you, right?
Hmm.
So you are no one to force me. And the thing is, why English came into the picture of India? What is the big reason? The big reason is India is not an independent country. Still, we still are dependent upon the other countries. If we have
Hmm.
the potential that we can be the independent country right now, that we don't need any other resources coming from other countries like China, Japan, Russia, South Korea, USA. you know now how are you going to deal with the person of that country? तुम तो हिंदी में बोलते रह जाओगे और वो इंग्लिश में बोलता रह जाएगा. क्या तुम दोनों को आपस में एक दूसरे की बात समझ में आएगी? If you want to make global connections, the whole world is going upon the global connection. We are
Hmm.
making global connections. Why do you do, if I give you the visa to stay in New York, you will happily take it.
But what
You're
if
gonna
I will
happily
not
take
able
it.
to
If I
communicate with
talk to a
them?
Punjabi guy, definitely na. If I talk to a Punjabi guy and I tell him that bro, I'm giving you the visa to go to Canada and shift upon there, he would be very happy. भाई तुम 3 साल पहले कहाँ थे? It would be like that.
Hmm.
But what about the communication? How are you going to communicate with the people living in New York? So in order to get a good communication, in order to understand, if we are connecting globally, we need to understand what the other person is saying before
Correct.
we make them understand what we are feeling. This is the basis of communication. This is the main agenda of a communication. The very first thing that you need in a communication is to understand what the other person on the other side is trying to say, or what
Hmm.
he or she wants to convey. Then you are the
Correct.
right person to convey that what you particularly want to say. That is the thing. So that is why we are learning
Okay.
English, and that is the thing that now let's say like right now we are in Masai School. Okay, so in Masai School we have a language barrier. What is the language barrier? We have
Sometimes.
students across different
Hmm.
states in Masai School, right?
Correct.
So
Hmm.
let's say if I get a teammate in my Construct Week project who doesn't knows how to speak Hindi,
Chennai.
he's
You can
from
take
Kerala
Andhra,
or
Andhra, Andhra.
yeah, maybe he's from Andhra Pradesh or so. Okay, one of our teacher, he was also not comfortable with Hindi as he is from Andhra Pradesh.
Hmm.
So he keeps on speak his native language and I keep on speaking my native language. What happened? Nothing. We won't reach to any particular goal, right? So in order to reach to at certain point, we need to communicate into in a particular language which is understandable by both of us, which comes as English. So what's wrong if we are communicating in it?
Correct. But
This
the
is the main
agenda is
ideology.
how we can improve that. I
Improve.
just want to know. Main agenda why
I
we
can
are
share.
here is how we can improve the English.
Okay, so one thing that I can share from my personal experience. Okay, that how I improve? The very first thing is start speaking, people. Before speaking, you cannot learn how to speak, uh, so now the thing is, you can take an example. The very first day when you go to the kitchen and try to cook something, let's say even if you are going to kitchen and trying to cook a tea, make tea, so it won't be possible for you to understand the fact that how much milk and how much water you are supposed to take, and
Correct.
how much tea leaves and how much things you are needed to add into it, but the time, if you keep doing it for a long period of time, you're gonna get that confidence,
Experience. Yeah.
definitely. And
Mhm.
there is some, I still watch my mom, she didn't even watch the dabbas that are put up on the racks, what she does is, by one hand she just rolls up the pan, and one hand she takes that chini ka dabba and use it. And I was like कि तुमको पता कैसे चला कि वो चीनी है, नमक है? She was like कि डेली हाथ इसी जगह पर जाता है मेरा. So you will get this confidence in speaking as well. What you need to do is just don't be afraid of speaking and just keep speaking. That is it. What I can also suggest is start reading books. It's a great ideology to like
But
learn new vocabularies. And
there are some persons like me who do not like to read books. So what what they sh- what we can do? I don't like to read books.
if you it's a problem, it's not actually a problem, it's again, see, I talk
I
about
like to
psychology
listen
a lot.
audio.
Everybody basically likes to like listen to audios except their own ones. So uh, खुद की आवाज किसी को नहीं अच्छी लगती.
Correct.
uh, the basic idea is, it's not about that you don't like reading books, it's like you don't enjoy reading books.
Correct. You can say this.
Yeah, so the idea is not about that we don't like it. अरे, there isn't anything that we like. पहली पहली बार तो चलना भी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा था, तभी तो रोल करते थे बचपन में, बट जब चलने लगे तो वो एक हैबिट बन गई थी.
Mm-hmm.
अच्छा, there was a time when you didn't like to brush your teeth,
Mm-hmm.
right? There was a time when we didn't like to take bath. We used to cry, and
Correct.
our mother was like, hey, nahana zaruri hai, it's hygienic for your health. Okay. So, and we used to follow it. Now it's into our routine. Like, I would like to ask people who don't even like to read book and they are not even trying to do it, I would like to ask them, भाई ब्रश किए बगैर रह सकते हो क्या एक दिन? और पहली पहली बार जब ब्रश किया था तो कैसी फीलिंग आ रही थी? तो
Same it.
the thing is कि you have to get started. Before getting started, देखो एक सिंपल सी बात होती है, let's make it very clear to the people कि अगर अपने घर में बैठे बैठे ये सोचते हो कि कौन सा पाथ तुम्हारे लिए बेटर होगा, तो तुमको पता नहीं चलेगा. You just have to put on your sleepers and get out of your room, close the door, and just go outside, watch
Correct.
which path is suitable for you.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna get it. बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से मुझे भी पहले बुक्स नहीं अच्छी लगती थी. आई डिडंट लाइक टू रीड बुक्स. और सच बताओ यार, पढ़ना किसको अच्छा लगता है?
Actually,
बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लगता.
I get frustrated from J. When I was preparing for J, I read lots of books. So I hate books. If I want to fresh up my mood, I always just go to laptop and see the music. But I will go on my mobile. If I only needed two things to freshen up my mood: mobile and laptop. And I always from the 16 hours out of 24 hours, I always sit on laptop. I don't need anything if my laptop is with me. That is the thing. And I know books is a good habit to read. We should read books.
Okay. Yeah. So the thing is ना कि you can always give it a short start. Like what fascinates you? Let's take my example in this case. I like to read romantic stories a lot. So what I started with a book. I too had a love story. It is written by
Making
Durjoy Datta, and it's a beautiful, beautiful love story. You know what the teenagers thinks about love and relationship is nothing, but I would suggest you people that you should read that book. You will get the real understanding of what the exact love and relationship looks like and feels like. So I read that book, and I was so indulged in reading that particular book. I used to read it overnight. I started reading it in very chilly winters that happens during the time of like mid December's. So I used to put it inside my blanket and put a torch in my mouth, and I just used to read that particular book. I was so fascinated with that particular story, and I also read that book for twice, twice. And I gave that book to one of my friend, and she hasn't returned me yet, and it's already 3 years. She hasn't returned me yet. As she is still reading that book. That book is so fantastically written, and it is also very easy to understand. So you should always give it a short start. After that, you can also my personal suggestion for you people to read one book is The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. It's written by Dr. Joseph Murphy. So
I will read that.
you
I will
should
read that.
definitely give it a try.
Subconscious. You are correct.
Huh,
I'm
Power of
interested
the
in
Subconscious Mind. It's one of the
psychology too much.
my favorite book.
I love to see the person, how what they are doing. I love to observe the things. So I love psychology, face reading, how they are saying, how they are talking. We can just observe the thing and we can say like what type of person that will be or that is a thing. So I love to read psychology things. Okay, cool.
Definitely. And you know, while talking to me, you would have already understood that I talk about psychology a lot. So this is something that what I got. I am a very spiritual person, and uh, uh,
Spiritual.
yeah, definitely. I believe in. I'm that guy who doesn't eat non-veg on Saturdays. Oh, हनुमान जी की पूजा करता हूँ. So spirituality is something that one should also believe in. It had helped me improve my communication skills a lot. The last example, I think we should wrap up this session after this. The
Yeah.
last example that I would like to give you people is this is something that I learned from Mahabharata. One thing that I could suggest to people is definitely you should watch Mahabharata once. If you cannot read it, you should definitely watch it on Hotstar, or it's free. So definitely you can go for it. In that particular scenario, there was a scenario when Arjun from Pandav Sena and Duryodhan from Kaurav Sena went to Sri Krishna, and they
Wish,
asked
make a
Sri
wish.
Krishna,
Yeah.
huh,
For the army, like what do you
for
want?
the war,
Krishna,
for the
Krishna
war.
or army? Yeah.
So Krishna gave his 100 people, 100 Aksharoni Shena, and which was indestructible.
Correct.
No one has the power in the universe to destruct that Ashrovini Sena that Sri
Hmm.
Krishna had, and Duryodhan opted that, but no one in the universe has the power to destruct it, but except Shri Krishna, as Shri Krishna was the one who has created the universe. He is the
And
Rachaita
Mama
of
Krishna,
this
Krishna,
universe.
like the Duryodhan maternal uncle said to him, "You are a murk guy."
Ha! He has the power of God, and you are having the power that God has created for humans. So,
Correct.
you know,
That is pretty cool. Mahabharata is awesome.
really, it is awesome. And from
I
this
seen that.
fact, you should have that logic. When the youth actually began, what happens is Shri Krishna uh, gave an oath to all the people that he isn't going to use his weapon. As Shri Krishna once used his Ashok Chakra, the whole universe is going to end.
Correct.
He has that power, but still he didn't stop Duryodhan. He didn't
Correct.
stopped he didn't stopped any adharma to happen. Rather, he let it happen because it was the will of God. So
That's great.
whenever you
No,
are
no, no.
feeling
Don't
afraid,
talk about Mahabharat more because everyone should see that. So why we are saying this?
no, I'm just saying keep you know everything happens according to the will. If you are a religious person, if you are a spiritual person, as I am a very
I
spiritual
am.
person, so
I
I
am.
personally believe into it that it's a will of God that I am speaking right now. I am being interviewed by someone right
I
now.
also I also think sometimes like there is some power na like who is considering why sun is rising, why sunset is
Definitely.
coming. So
So
there is
whatever
something
it
na, you
is,
know. Hmm.
definitely. See, this thought had helped me a lot in speaking.
Hmm.
Now I can speak with confidence in front of big authorities. A person who is in front of me, whether it could be my parents or someone else,
Me
or
too.
maybe my classmates,
Hmm.
or let's say any big authority that I'm talking about. I
Hmm.
can speak in front of everyone now.
Correct.
So this is the thing. This is something that would motivate you. Spirituality is not something that doesn't that demotivates you. If you watch it in a very good way, if you get the good learning upon it, so you definitely spirituality is definitely going to help you in a very good way. So that is the thing that I wanted to share.
It's correct. Yeah. So we are ending the session. The session was
Yeah,
very great and very interactive and very inspirational. I think people love this and they can learn lots of things from this.
yeah,
Communication
definitely.
related and Mahabharata also. So that's
Not
great.
only Mahabharata, I would just recommend just go with spirituality and psychology both at the same cycle. I would also
Correct.
recommend one book. It's a Hindi book, uh, हिंदू मान्यताओं का वैज्ञानिक आधार. You can search it on
I think you are
Google.
great in both the things, Hindi or English. Hindi and English both.
Yeah, actually I love Sanskrit.
Correct. It's a
I loved shlokas and stuffs. I loved it.
okay. It's great. Okay,
So
then I
let's wrap up this session. It was great to meet you, Divya.
yeah, I hope guys you love this session and please like, share and subscribe. And Prajwal ka main link de dungi description mein. You can just follow him also and you can just go LinkedIn and on YouTube also. See you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.
Goodbye, people.